how to pick the right real estate agent, up next on Don't Bet the House.
You guys ever seen, like, on the Celtics, whenever the guy likes playing this, the kid? Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Living on a prayer. Happy Thanksgiving, fellas.
Happy Thanksgiving, Mike.
Thanksgiving weekend.
Welcome to episode 10B of Don't Bet the House. Apparently, last week was only episode 9, so we're back to 10. We'll go with 10B. How are you guys doing today on a short week, Thanksgiving week?
Hey, it's a great time to be alive right now, Mike. Great time to be alive.
I'm ready to eat some turkey.
I'm ready for some turkey as well.
Yeah.
But here we go. So the first question straight off the bat is, how do you pick the right real estate agent?
Well, first of all, I am the right real estate agent, but I'm not for everybody. And I think how you pick the right real estate agent is sometimes I think those people, they just kind of adapt, they adapt themselves to you. And, for me, it's all about personality. You want somebody that kind of fits your personality. You want somebody that, you mesh well with. And I think that, the energies, you kind of figure that out really quick. There's some people that work well with me and may not work well with Luke, or vice versa. I'm kind of a fly by the seat of my pants type of a guy, and those are generally the type of clients that I get, not super organized, but they enjoy me because I just tell them how it is, when it is, and, I'm just kind of straight to the point because, there's a lot of decisions to be made, and there's no reason to beat around the bush. So for me, that's kind of my style of, picking a client or letting a client pick me is, I like to be up front. I know a lot of stuff about houses, as far as the roofs, the foundations, air conditioner, I have a lot of construction background. So for me, that's generally what I get is those type of people that's what they're looking for.
So you're saying basically it is really important to find a personality that fits with you.
100%. I mean, you have to have a personality. I mean, I've had people that I've met, once or twice, and I kind of knew from the get-go that we probably weren't going to mesh well together. I didn't fit what they were looking for, and that's fine. You need to work with somebody that works for you. It doesn't mean just because we met you have to use me. And I think that's kind of the thing is people feel like, well, we've already started working together, and it's like no matter what, if we start working together and we're really not a good fit, no matter what I do for you, you're not going to be okay with it. And the whole time, I'm probably going to be like, God, I got to go show this person again. Mm-hmm. And I hate to say that because obviously I want to work with everybody, but it's all about personalities. It's all about matching.
Right, and Luke, so what do you think is the most important thing when you're looking for an agent?
Well, I think, number one, somebody that you trust. And I think that's, what Brendon was alluding to a little bit there is, if you guys don't get along very well, it's going to be really hard to trust. The agent's going to have a tough time trusting you. You're going to have a tough time trusting the client. And so trust is a huge thing. And with that, when you can trust your agent, it allows your agent to be honest with you. And that's a very key thing in when it comes to purchasing the house is, does the client trust your opinion as a professional? And if they do, you can be a little more honest and upfront with them. I think for me, I'm a little more analytical when it comes to buying a house. I look at comps a little differently. I look at appreciation in the neighborhood, where that value is. I think it helps that, like Brendon, I'm also an investor in real estate. I do some fix and flips. I do some investing with as far as buy and hold long-term, long-term real estate investments. And so when I analyze whether it's a good buy or not, that's a big factor that plays into that. I think the other thing is having a full-time, full-service agent that when you call them and you want to go see a house, they don't have to wait until after they get out of work or, having somebody that's in this, that's looking at properties every day, looking at the market, evaluating the market conditions is critical in your success as a buyer and as a seller.
And that's probably especially true with the way the market's changing so fast, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like you said, I mean, it is about trust. Trust is probably the most important thing that you can do out here is you have to find somebody that you trust. And I think that, I'm big on the whole energy thing. And, when people come around you, you just have a good feel for that person. If if I meet you from the get-go and I can just tell of what kind of person you are and you can tell what kind of person I am, and that's honestly, I think that these videos are good to kind of see what kind of people we are, Obviously, I'm a jokester, I like to goof around, I like to have a good time, but, there's so much stress behind the whole home buying process. I want to make you feel comfortable. I don't want you to make you feel like, you have to make every decision right then and there. My job is to kind of, dwindle some of those things down for you,
Yep.
Somebody once said it's kind of like, putting a bunch of stuff in an hourglass, you keep dumping in and it just starts coming out at the bottom. And that's my job, is to kind of help slow the process down a little bit for them, make sure everything comes out from the bottom. And, we both have done really well in the business, and, there's perfect fits for both of us. And that's just what I think people have to understand is, you can't go out and try to get everybody, because everybody's not for you. And I know that I'm not for everybody.
Yeah.
Mike barely deals with me most days.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, absolutely. I mean, you're telling there's different ways to approach this. There's no one right way, but I think both of you would agree. Obviously, the knowledge that you guys have developed is very important within that. And then after that, the personalities. You want to let the person that you are really come out.
100%.
Well, with that, we're going to get right into our pick segment. Last week we were 3-1 against the spread, so another winning week. I think that's 4 in a row for us.
It was. I didn't do so well last week on my picks, but, I did the little quick picks on the Chiefs game. I hit 3 of those, hit about $400. I was smiling.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. And I see that's your pick this week. You've got a in-game parlay on the Bills. You've got Stephon Diggs anytime touchdown. You've got Josh Allen over 280 yards. Again, Stephon Diggs with over 95 yards receiving, and Devin Singletary with over 65 yards. That's a little in-game parlay. What are you going to get there?
So it's plus 625. This is a perfect bet for kind of a first-time bettor. You don't really understand. My brother, he loves these picks. He picks them every week, generally on the Chiefs game, because that's what he watches. And it's just it's really, they put them together for you. You get on DraftKings or BetMGM. The picks are right there. They're called Quick SGS, I believe is what they're called. They're just an in-game pick, and they kind of put it together to you. You got to hit 4 of them this week. It's plus $625. I'll put down $50. If I win, I'll win $362.
That's a good payoff.
It's a good in-game parlay too, because the Lions defense is they're giving up a lot of points. They're giving up a lot of yards.
They're historically bad.
Historically
You're looking
bad.
for your fancy quarterback to start against somebody. It's the Lions.
I need to make a note here, Mr. DJ, because on Stephon Diggs, it's alternate yards. He doesn't just have to receive those passes.
Okay.
So
So it's any yards.
He can rush.
Any yards. Well, even better. So that would be kind of a surprise for you.
Hey, man, he may throw for one.
You never know.
That's true. Luke, we got you with an all Michigan a parlay here. We got you with the Lions plus 9.5 over the Bills, and we've got Michigan plus 7.5 at Ohio State. What's your thoughts there?
So we'll start Saturday with the game in the rivalry, Michigan at Ohio State, getting 7.5 points. Ohio State is a very finesse team. And very finesse teams, they succeed against lesser talent. Well, Michigan's not lesser talent. And when it comes to similar talents, it's the big uglies that make the difference. And I think Michigan's offensive line and Michigan's defensive line is going to dominate for a huge win at the Horseshoe at Ohio State. And then, just because the Lions were such great hosts, they allowed Buffalo to come in, get out of the snow. They were an incredible host. I think Buffalo is going to take it easy on them, and so Michigan's going to be able to or Detroit's going to be able to cover that 9.5 point spread. Hey, listen, the Lions can score on anybody, and they've shown that all year. They're averaging 25 points per game, where the Bills are averaging 28 points a game. I think it's going to be a shootout, and so with that, I think Detroit's going to cover.
Well, I'll tell you what, I got a little stat for you that's going to go against your bet right here, and that's the favorites on Thanksgiving Day hitting at a 65% clip over the last 20 years. I mean, that's amazing. So 2 out of every 3 games, you can pretty much count on the favorite winning.
It's because somebody wants to eat that turkey with 27 legs. And somebody wants that.
Yeah. That's it. The old Madden Cruiser, and you could always have the turkey. That was always fantastic. But so I've got Buffalo on the opposite side of that. I've got Buffalo minus 9.5.
We'll have to have a little side bet.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to have a side bet. I think the Bills are I think this has has blowout written all over it. So we'll see. I like Dallas minus 8.5 against the Giants. I think the Giants are starting to fade. They just lost to the Lions, and it looks like they're a team that I just don't have a lot of faith in Daniel Jones. So I'll take Dallas minus 8.5. And then other side of that, the team they just beat up, really embarrassing loss for the Vikings. I think they come back and they beat the Patriots. They're a 3-point favorite at home against the Patriots. So again, I'm going to take all three of those games. I'm going to bet them separately and together in a parlay, and hopefully that's.
Sounds like drinks on you next week.
That's right.
Either that or I'm going to be broke and need somebody to buy me some drinks. Well, with that, we're going to have turn it over to Gambler X and his pick of the week.
Gambler X back at it. One pick this week. Miami Dolphins minus 13.5 against the Texans. Lock it in. It's going to be a blowout.
We never know what Gambler X is going to do. We
never know.
Never, he's always in the lab. He's always working it. So thank you, Jackson Brett, and happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys.
I got one question though before we cut this off. How did your soccer pick go last week?
Well, see, they actually played 3 games. So Senegal did lose their opener, but they could still advance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the critical thing. They were playing their toughest game in the first round, and it was actually a tie game with about 10 minutes left, and they gave up 2 goals late. I don't know if you guys saw the Senegal fans dancing though. I mean, they were fantastic. So
I'm going to check that. I'm going to YouTube that as soon as we get off here. And hopefully these people, as soon as they get done watching our video, they'll YouTube it as well.
yes, please enjoy that. So anyway, we're cutting this short today because it's Thanksgiving, but we hope everybody has a safe Thanksgiving. We'll be back next week with all your picks and all your favorites. And remember to like, subscribe, or share, but whatever you do,
Don't bet the house.